Hey everyone, welcome back to another cast. Today it is Goose versus Epic Gamer again, and today with me I have a special guest caster. He is from PlayerPOV, which does the epic rap battles, you know, the 1v1 middles,
Yeah.
and his name is Cody, so why don't you say hi real quick, and we'll start talking about this game.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Cody, as he said.
That was the lamest intro I have ever heard.
What do you want? Do you want me to hey, what's up, everybody? This is Cody from Player POV.
That's a little better.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
We'll go. We'll go with that.
yeah,
We'll go
we'll,
with
we'll
that.
go with that one going into the game. We'll edit that later. So in the last cast that I did was Goose versus EG. EG did invade into into Goose's red, which they are doing again, it seems. But they do have a Caitlyn to kind of help protect a little bit with some traps. And Dyrus, as you see right there, does get hit by traps, so they know they're going towards red, and I would expect them to kind of back off here. They don't really have too strong of a level 1 fight with Janna, who can easily just take her Whirlwind and keep him out of the fight. And of course we see that. And let's just go over the bans and picks real quick. Let's see. Goose had first ban, so they banned Rammus, and Epic Gamer banned Severe. Goose banned Vlad. Epic Gamer banned Cassiopeia, sorry, and then Goose banned Soraka, and Epic Gamer banned Lee Sin. You'll see the picks in order on the graphic that I'll put up later. And it looks
Fancy
like
little graphic.
yeah, I like the graphic, and it looks like EG is actually going to try to stop Goose from doing the golems on bottom, which is really a kind of a nice advantage for a blue team. They can get that double golem, and if fed to the right person, they can get level 2 before the other team easily. And it looks like there's some minor action going in here, and I guess I should let Cody talk. I've been talking for probably like a minute straight now, so why don't you say something, you know?
Yeah, no, Corky does a lot of level 1 damage with his passive, so I wasn't really expecting them to keep doing golems there. It's just he does way too much damage, and Caitlyn at level 1 doesn't really do the most damage out of a lot of ADKs. I mean, she obviously does more than like someone like Ashe, but Corky's passive is really strong at level 1.
Yeah, and we see here that Caitlyn actually took a Doran's Blade first, and with the Janna, she doesn't really have much sustain. That Corki has, of course, has a Doran's Blade as well, but also has a Sona. And we see right here that Nocturne is actually being a little aggressive. He got his blue and wolves, and is coming in from behind, maybe to try to blow some summoners. And he does land his Q, but doesn't let them actually blow. And actually, no, sorry, they get Janna's Flash, which is very good for them. And then I'm assuming Dandin is probably just get out of here and go back to his jungle with some levels after they already denied him. But Corki, of course, is a little low. And
Oh,
wow, Caitlyn does get a nice crit on Nocturne, so Nocturne might actually have to back before he goes to his top jungle, which is really nice for GP. And I do have to say, Scar actually is ringing for Goose here. He is playing GP up here at top. I believe Ballas or Balls. I'm assuming it's Balls. I couldn't be here, so should be interesting to see
yeah.
how Scar does playing a non-AP role.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not his typical lane, so hopefully he does well and doesn't really bring down the team that much.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Scar
but
is
he gets a lucky crit top. Wow, Darius's HP just went down. Those
that's
gangplank crits.
yeah, that's one thing I've always hated about GP, which is really nice because this is before the patch that's being released tomorrow on Tuesday, where the 4% crit's being taken out and it's being changed to AD per level. So
Mm.
that should really balance GP out, or maybe force him to use some crit runes to do that early game ridiculous damage.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if people will actually start running crit runes because of that. Because getting a lucky crit at the start of the game as a gangplank, or even someone like anyone top, anyone bottom, like if you get a lucky crit, you're gonna win your lane a little bit more than you were before.
And we see some
Yeah.
interesting here. We see Smithy on Skarner. He's actually invading Dandin's jungle, trying to take out his red to slow Nocturne from getting some really good ganks off. And GP is actually overextending here, chasing Dyrus out of lane. And he does flash and ignite, getting that amazing kill. Wow, that was very nice play by Skara. Looks like Dandin won't be able to chase him down, and Skarner will be able to get that red, denying Skarner or Nocturne some levels and some gold.
Oh no, Danton.
That was an amazing play. Wow, Skara and Smithy just working really well together. I mean, I don't believe they've actually scrimmed together too much, but that was a really nice play by both members. Skarner baiting that Nocturne in, while he knew Skarner was there to help him out, and then Skarner just going along trying to deny EG some of that, or trying to deny that Nocturne level 6, so his ganks are gonna be pretty weak until then.
Yeah, Skarner was in the perfect place for that, and I kind of saw that coming. I mean, he he was just being very aggressive. Nocturne was just coming in, and Skarner was in the perfect spot in the jungle, there to sandwich them. So worked
Yeah,
out really well on their part.
yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Dan Din, like being an experienced jungler, like would sacrifice his blue potentially like that to maybe do some damage on GP. I mean, if you looked at GP, he's playing a little funky, and you could kind of tell something was up. And maybe that's just because we're in spectator mode, but still, I mean, he gave away his blue, which will slow him down in jungle, and he did give it to GP, I believe, who can just now parlay spam indefinitely in lane until that blue is
Oh
gone.
yeah, that's gonna be really annoying. And actually, middle Orianna gets a kill onto Kennen. That's really good on her part. That's gonna help her out a lot in lane, especially because Kennen is such a hard person to gank. So it's kind of hard for her to get any help from the jungle at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did actually miss that. Can you do a little rundown of what exactly happened?
No, actually, I missed it too. I just got there at the end of it.
Uh,
They've been really close to each other this whole game, so I haven't really been watching middle.
yeah, there's been some pretty good action in all lanes. Like, there was a little early action on bottom, and then it switched to top with GP and Skarner Nocturne,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just it wasn't happening to check middle on that time.
I just want to say I'm really excited to see this Orianna play because I really haven't seen Orianna a lot since the nerf that happened to her.
Yeah, that nerf on her ring. Oh, hold on real quick. Sorry, Dyrus is actually checking Goose's jungle here to try to see if their blue or wolves are down to try to maybe deny Skarner some XP since he has been stealing Nocturne's jungle. And we should see Skarner hitting 6 really soon and starting to gank lanes it is almost immediately. And you were
Yeah,
saying
actually,
that...
he just did it.
Oh, okay, there we go. And he's probably going to back real quick, get some mana and health, and then probably gank some lane. He's most likely going to gank top, because I believe Dyrus, yeah, Dyrus did blow his flash, and he's just going to back right now knowing he's outmatched with a GP with blue. And you were saying that you were excited to see Orianna in this game, and I'm actually excited to see Shyvana top, because normally you see her as a jungler.
Yeah, no, for sure. Shyvana top, even Nocturne. I know you play the Nocturne a lot, right?
Yeah, I play Nocturne a lot.
Yeah, but I don't usually see him. Especially in tournament play, you don't really see Nocturne a lot unless the bans get geared towards junglers. Then a lot more opportunity opens up to picking people like Skarner.
Yeah, I believe the difference is that I do a lot of, well, I haven't played a lot recently, but a lot of solo queue, and
Yeah.
Nocturne's like a solo queue jungle, pretty much like Raper. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say the
that
word.
makes a lot of sense.
Some people might get offended, but yeah. So, but in team play, you see a lot of Trundle.
Oh, and actually, Smithy just flashed in middle and grabbed onto Salsi, but he's gonna ulti. Mandatory Cloud popping his ultimate, not really doing a lot of damage right now, but they are gonna tower dive this, putting down the ignite onto Orianna, and they're gonna get that kill.
Yeah, that was actually a good play, good call there. I didn't actually see that, and it seemed like Orianna wasn't taking any damage there.
Yeah, that
from
was really
AP.
weird at the start.
I wonder what. I'm actually curious what runes we have. And at bottom, there's a little bit of an action. Corki trying to do a little bit of damage on Kate. I'm actually surprised Kate's been in lane this long without any pods because the harass will stick that any harass that EG does on Goose will actually stick bottom for now until Atlanta picks up his Vamp Scepter.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was actually
Yeah,
talking to
really
him
good on
today.
their part.
I did my interview today with him for Ultimate 10, and that should be out in a couple days. I'm not going to give it an exact date. But he was talking about how he really does like having Janna as a support. Like, that's his favorite support, and it kind of sucks that she's kind of, hasn't been getting much attention lately because most people are used to sustain lanes. But he said that once you get a Vamp Scepter as an AD carry in bottom lane with a Janna, like, you pretty much are even. You pretty much can't get harassed out too bad unless you get some, pretty good combos on you or a game.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm actually kind of curious. Do you know why he started with a Doran's Blade rather than, boots and potions to keep more sustain and to be able to farm more?
I don't know why on Kate. He generally knows how to play a safe AD without, overextending too much, and it really helps for that early game CS. But other than that, I don't know. And we saw Skarner try to come in front lane and maybe get a gank, but unfortunately, Skarner doesn't. I don't believe it has his ult up yet, and yeah, he doesn't have his ult up yet for a little longer. And Nocturne, were being smart, having that game sense and the game awareness, was actually preparing for that counter gank.
Yeah, that's good. So he did go back, buy his Vamp Scepter. He bought full boots and a Doran's Blade, so he's probably going to be doing really well in lane with a Janna right now, as you were saying.
Yeah, and
especially with that long harass. I mean, his Jaina's bubble paired with Caitlyn's long harass is just going to be really devastating for their team.
Yeah, that's true. And we saw, sorry, a little different. So talking about items, is that Skarner actually did go for double GP5 and boots.
Yep.
He's trying to get that gold rolling for him into late game. And we see that GP actually picked up an Executioner's Calling. It's actually not a bad item. I see it more heavily used in Dominion. I haven't actually really seen it too much in Fives play.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's interesting.
the lifesteal, the crit, and the anti-healing, which I guess doesn't really affect Shyvana too much, but still, I mean, you can pop it on her when she's like a pop rolling, or I believe, yeah, he's actually going for a Wriggles as well, so that kind of helps.
Oh, is he going for a Wriggles as well? That's going to be a
Oh,
lot
no,
of
no, no, no,
sustain there.
sorry. Shyvana, it looks like, is
Oh,
actually going for a
Shyvana.
Wriggles,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I was, I was confused.
And we might see some action here. Skarner is still trying to counter jungle as much as he can. And he's actually, sorry about that little glitch, 2 levels ahead of Nocturne, which is really nice. It really kept Nocturne from ganking too much because of his ulti. But keeping him, pre-level 6, he couldn't get the really good ganks off. Like Orianna would be a pretty good one because of her ult being able to control where Kennen is.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially with the Sona there too.
And we see Sona's actually, she has a pink ward on her, and Janna unfortunately does not. So it looks like Nat is trying to, or Nyat, I still can't say his name correctly. Sorry about that, but it looks like they're gonna try to go for Dragon pretty soon, because usually, you don't want to put that pink ward down right away unless your jungler is actually trying to be really aggressive and gank bottom lane. But you want to use it when you're gonna try to go for a Dragon to take, their side away to help, prevent them from wanting to go in.
And actually, Corki has his phase right now, and that's really good to have on a Corki. Just slowing the person that you're hitting and being able to just get free skill shots off on them is it's really bad. So it looks like he's going to be doing pretty well against Atlanta, even though Atlanta does have that Jaina shield and does have those sustain items.
Yeah, not to mention he'll actually be moving faster than Caitlyn, I believe. Well, she does have Moon 2 speed boots, but having Sona to slow Atlanta and as well speed up Corki, and then Corki having his own slow, which is really nice. And we see Nocturne trying to set up for a gank here, and it looks like it actually might work out really well if they can just get Team Goose to be a little more aggressive bottom.
Oh, he might actually be sneaking in to the brush or just getting ready to ulti in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he doesn't need exactly sneak into the bush, but
Yeah,
good thing we see Skarner here, Smithy is actually coming up to counter or to gank as well. So we're gonna see an interesting team fight down here if Nocturne does go in. Looks like both teams are trying to bait him in a little bit. Looks like Westeros is actually baiting Caitlyn in, and it might see Nocturne's ult going down here in a couple seconds.
This is pretty funny. They're both kind of just doing the same thing.
Yeah, and Sona's trying to desperately to get that crescendo off to get that stun, that 2-second stun onto Atlanta and Kotoki. But Janna is a really good protector against ganks. She has her ult, her whirlwind, knock-up, and her slow, which really, it really can prevent a jungle game pretty strongly.
Yeah, and we see top that Dyrus and Skara were actually meeting in the river. Dyrus, I guess, trying to counter jungle a lot with Shyvana, and Skara actually coming down here to get ready for Dragon. It looks like they're all kind of contesting Dragon. Smithy's starting it, so we're going to probably see a fight down here. Danny just trying to show his presence and keep them away from Dragon, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do much because Dyrus is still top right now.
And also, they had no vision. It looks like I was wrong. Kotoki may have put a pink ward down earlier, in preparation for the Dragon. It looks like they actually tried to do Dragon before the pink ward wore out because it wore out right after to make sure to get it. Because, they definitely can't engage 4v5 without sight onto that Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And
100%.
Yeah, unfortunately, like GP, he did come down to help secure it. He did lose a little bit of XP, but he already was 2 levels ahead of Dyrus. So it works out either way for him. And he didn't lose too much farm. He's actually still beating Dyrus by about 20 CS. Well, more than 20 CS, 28 CS at the moment.
Yeah, and it looks like they actually gave the blue buff over to Skarner. Now, Skarner did get a nerf, so his spells do cost a little bit more mana than they usually did, and which makes him actually susceptible.
Looks like we're gonna see. Oh, sorry. Looks like we're gonna see a kill at bottom. Atlanta was doing great harass to Westerice, and Janna did try to get the knockup, but luckily Sona did save Westerice and almost got a kill onto Atlanta with her crescendo, which worked out really well. And Corki also blew his heal. And I guess we actually should talk about summoners here, but it looks like, sorry, there actually might be a gank top. Smithy is actually waiting in the bushes. And there is Nocturne going down at the bottom. He does try to get the fear on Toki, but he does not. Atlanta does get exhausted and tries to get away. And it looks like Atlanta actually will get away safely without having to blow her flash. That was a good gank by Dan. It did blow Janna's flash, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, it's going to put a little more pressure down bottom.
Yeah, he did have to sacrifice his exhaust, however. And we should probably just talk about summoners since we're looking at it. Caitlyn or Atlanta is actually running Cleanse, which is pretty good considering there is a stun from Sona and there is a fear from Nocturne. We see a lot of AD carries nowadays running Cleanse or maybe, well, still Exhaust, but we see a lot of AD carries still running Heal. kind of a new
Yeah,
fad
a lot
recently.
more defensive. Yeah,
It was kind of
more than aggressive.
yeah, and most supports are running like exhaust, but we see an ult here by Smithy in the middle, and Sauce does use his ult to try to keep him off of him, but it looks like they are going to pick up the kill here if they get that ignite onto her, and they do get Orianna, and they're going to try to keep fighting Nocturne, but of course Nocturne's going to be smart and kind of back away and play a little passively, knowing there's no way he's going to kill a Kennen and a Skarner that are already 2 and 3 levels ahead of him.
Yeah, Orianna not taking a lot of damage. Like she has her full Rod of Ages, and yeah, I'm kind of curious now what rune she's running. But she's not taking a lot of damage at all. Although that fight was successful, it took a while to kill her.
And Skarner does pick up Nocturne's red again. Smithy doing an amazing job of counter jungling Nocturne, really prevent him. We need to see some wards on team EG or on EG side to help prevent this because it's really doing a number.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better than Dandin right now. I mean, that level advantage, it's not huge anymore. Actually, he's almost level 11, so it is pretty huge now. Once he gets that level 11, that new ulti is gonna be really good. The cooldown on it's gonna get reduced, so it's always good to have your ulti up all the time, especially with Skarner's passive. Just being able to have that ulti up all the time is pretty essential on Skarner.
Yeah, and what's really nice for Skarner is that they're running Kennen middle, so he doesn't even need that blue buff unless you're trying to run CDR. So, I mean, if he does gank an ulti, the next time he comes around to a lane, you know, in 40, 50 seconds, it's going to be right back up again.
Yeah, and as you were saying, that Atlanta said he really doesn't need that much sustain once he gets that Vampire Acceptor. He's doing work. I mean, Westeros is doing a ton of damage to him, but he's still able to. And Nocturne actually ulti in right now onto Jaina, fearing her, and Sona following up with the ulti, and they're gonna get the kill onto Jaina. So good job on Dandin's part.
Yeah, it was an amazing play by Dan Din. He actually waited on his spell shield until Janna like W'd him to make sure that he could or spell shield her ulti so he wouldn't get knocked away, so he could stick onto her with his spear. It's a really good play by Dan Din.
And Smithy just showing his presence here, making sure they know he's here.
Yeah, we got Kennen down here. We got Smithy on Skarner. We got Lance on Caitlyn. And it looks like Kennen's going to try to go in and maybe get a kill on Corki because they get the tower. And it looks like Nocturne will go down, or Orianna trying to save him with her ulti, but it's not. Skarner does pull Orianna, but it looks like it's actually going to be pulling him to his death because he did not get too much backup from his team since Mandatory Cloud is actually low. And Atlanta trying to do a little bit of attacky movement and try to get some extra damage in and potentially kill someone. And he does get the amazing Piltover onto Orianna, killing her. But unfortunately, he does go down to Corki as well. That was an amazing Piltover by Atlanta.
That was really good. That was really good. I was not expecting that to hit.
Yeah, that was a very ballsy move by Atlanta.
Yeah, it worked out though. They got 2 for 1.
And as we see, Skara has pushed top lane. He has gotten that first tower down, and he's still counter jungling a bit. And this is the same thing that kind of happened last game with EG and Goose, where Goose was ahead in the lane phase in terms of CS, but EG had really strong control on Dragon and really strong control on Goose's their objectives like blue and red. So it's quite a different game this time, which is really nice to see. Goose is actually doing a really amazing job, and just overall, you know, they have a 6K gold lead, and they got first dragon, and second dragon should be coming up pretty soon. I would assume.
Yeah, I mean it's not looking good right now. And actually, middle a little damage going down onto Dandin from Kennen. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill him. Actually, he's slowing him a lot right now, but Darius is going to come in and make sure that he knows that he's there. Dandin not dying from that, and GP ult not killing him either. Wow. Ugh, too close.
That Nocturne does not want to die, and you see in the chat right now, Skara just a little upset over that. It looks like Atlanta is actually caught here and might go down here by Shyvana, played by Darius, and he does in fact go down. And it looks like they're still being a little aggressive. Skarner going back in a little bit to do some more damage, but it's kind of a losing battle for him. And it looks like Nat Nguyen has actually picked up an Oracle, and Dragon is up. So now Goose only has sight from inside the cove, which I believe will be cleared by Nat. He will notice it, or maybe not notice it. Wow, that's quite interesting. But Kurtoki does get caught by Corki down here at bot lane, and it looks like all team members are down here. Nocturne ults in on the Skarner to try to keep him off, but does not get anything. Darius does ult over onto 3 of them, but Mandatory Cloud does pick up that kill with his ulti. Skarner does pull Orianna to try to prevent some damage, but it doesn't do too much, and it looks like he potentially might get himself killed here. That was quite an interesting fight.
He's pulling himself into his death.
He keeps pulling that Orianna, and Orianna's not the one that's killing him. He needs to, you know, maybe pull one of the AD carries, because he does have a frozen heart, so it makes sense he's pulling Orianna to take away the AP damage, but it looks like EG will pick up this dragon pretty easily. That was quite an amazing play, though. That was a really well played by EG
Oh,
to engage
Orianna
that.
having to flash away. Oh no, but Corki coming in doing a lot of damage right now. Dan Din not in the right spot, taking a lot of damage from them.
Yeah, they did pick up.
They are.
Unfortunately, they weren't able, or Goose wasn't able to hold them off. But in the meantime, Scar is still pushing middle, still farming up. Scar with 164 CS leading the game at the
Oh
moment,
wow. Yeah,
doing
that's a
a
lot.
lot of work right now. And he does actually have a last whisper right off the bat. That's actually really interesting to see. I
Yeah,
never.
this is a really different build.
Yeah, I know Scar was talking about in the Kings of Europe tournament that he recently casted. Oh, it looks like, sorry, we'll get back to that in a second. It looks like Scar does find Dyrus trying to stop Skarner from getting blue. And there's a one-on-one fight here with Skarner coming in from behind. And we see that Executioner calling going down on a Dyrus, which, of course, isn't going to kill him or anything, but it's a little, hey, I got you kind of thing.
Yep. So what are you saying about the Kings of Europe turn?
Oh yeah, Scar was casting the Kings of Europe tourney, and he did see Wicked playing, I believe, GP top, and he saw him build a little differently and was kind of, not calling him out, but kind of, commenting on, that's not the kind of build he would go on GP, so it's kind of interesting to see what he's actually building on GP.
Yeah, it is really interesting.
And it looks like we're going to start transitioning here into, well, we should, actually we already did, sorry, into mid-game, where, we see a lot more team fights happening, and this is kind of the crucial moment. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you farm early game if your team fights are really well organized and you're able to catch the team off guard.
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing that. EG's really pulling together, and actually middle, Mandatory Cloud ulting into Salsi and actually getting pulled by Skarner too, and they're gonna get that kill onto Orianna, so that's not good right now because they're gonna be able to push down mid without that Orianna there for that poke. She has huge poke, so being able to protect the turret is something that Orianna does really well.
Yeah, it was really good coordination between Smithy and Mandatory Cloud because Kennen did get that stun off on her, so Skarner was able to get in there and get his ulti as well. And yeah, we see right here, so you got Atlanta coming up from bot lane to try to get this mid tower down, try to get some more money for them to get, increase their lead. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Baron.
Oh yeah, I mean they're in the right spot. They have all the lanes pushed up. It could happen. Although I don't know because EG's fight potential is really high. They seem to be pulling ahead in these team fights, and it's not really looking too good for Goose. I mean, they were ahead by, I think you said 6K gold before, and they're just
they're up by 5K gold. And now they're up by 6, so they're still increasing it steadily. But you're right, the team fight potential is a little different. I mean, Skarner can pull one of them out, and GP can ult to try to slow the other ones down from trying to back them up. But the only other somebody they have besides that is Kennen. Unless they want to do something tricky where Janna kind of flashes in between the pull target and the rest of her team to try to spread them out completely. And that way, that one person that gets pulled is just completely out of the fight, and it's going to get just destroyed by everyone else.
Yeah, I can see that happening really well if they catch the right person off guard.
Yeah, I really would expect something like that from Goose. They are pretty inventive on a lot of things they're doing. Like for instance, Leona Jarvan bottom lane. I know they experiment quite well. I mean, they scrim every day, I believe, well, practically every day for 5 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Looks like Orianna's gonna try to come up here for this gank on GP, and Scar doesn't actually have any wards down to see if they're coming, so might be a little needs to watch out for this because also Nocturne's here with the red buff, and Nocturne does go into on the Skara. Skara does get exhausted and does not have his eat up to try to get out of that, and he had oranges, but it wasn't K, unfortunately for him. So GP does go down, and it looks like EG is gonna try to get this this Baron here. Goose does have it warded, not on the Baron, but they have a ward letting them know they are doing it. And EG just backing out, knowing that that Dyrus is pretty low, and they're down an ult or 2 as well as exhaust, and they actually double ward that blue buff
for double the vision
and double the blue. Wait, that doesn't work.
Oh, but now Jane is getting double the gold from this. So
this ain't no double mint gum commercial.
Oh, Atlanta taking so much damage right now. Orianna had the ulti, but did not get the kill onto Atlanta. So they're going to be able to take this free turret now.
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about items again a little bit, because it's starting to finally, show where people are going. We see Corki with the Trinity Force, and that's kind of interesting. I mean, I know it's kind of a static build. I guess it depends on which path you go, either IE or Trinity Force. I know a lot of Corkis go IE and Trinity Force.
Yeah, IE after Trinity Force. Oh, but Nat Nguyen actually ulting into Skarner, making sure that he does not get pulled. That would have been very bad for him, losing that Oracle.
Yeah, it's a very good job by Goose. They blew Sona's ult, which really changes the team fight for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And
so it looks like they're actually going around Baron to contest it. Maybe just take out the wards and get ready for it. Mandatory Cloud hitting it and not really doing much but taking damage.
It's Kennen, he isn't scared.
He's not scared. He's a little yordle. A little bad.
Looks like Goose is trying to go for this Baron. They're trying to bust out really quickly before EG has any time to react, but EG does get a ward down, Squeak, which does prevent him. And Stoner trying to flash in and get that ulti, and he does get that ulti on the Nat. No, he does not have an ult, so Nat will go down here, and which is a really big advantage for Goose. They should be able to pick up this Baron if they go for it, but they actually look like they're trying to pick up Dyrus, who can easily ult over that wall if he needs, but they do get Dyrus down. Nocturne ulti on a Mandatory Cloud, trying to burst that Kennen down, but he does not. He does get picked up by Atlanta GP and Mandatory Cloud. And Scar putting that ulti down onto Westerise, trying to keep him slowed, and Atlanta pick him up with his ult. So an amazing 1-for-4 exchange, and they should be able to get Baron off of this as well.
Yeah, that was really good on Goose's part, taking advantage of that Sona not having the ultimate. I mean, they knew that she didn't have it, so they were able to just freely grab her and kill her.
Looks like Orianna actually might be able to pick up a kill here on one of them. She gets a really nice ulti into him. I mean, Goose does know that EG does have a ward in Baron, and there goes Mandatory Cloud. Saul's getting that kill, and he is going to go in and try to maybe get a double. And he does get a double. Wow. And Scar is going to go down as well from Baron. So, but Atlanta will finally pick up that kill onto Saul's. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Sona to save the day.
That was...
He's going to chase after this Caitlyn.
Oh, Atlanta going back in. Oh, but does not get the kill on Orianna. Wow. That was a quadra kill for Orianna. That was an amazing play by Sauce to keep him off Baron. Wow.
So that was looking really bad for EG, but they really turned that around. Now they're going to be able to take Baron themselves.
Oh my god. That's quite of a turn.
That was an amazing play on Saucy's part. Amazing.
That's got to be a big kick to the morale of Goose. I mean, they knew EG had a ward there, and they knew Orianna was up, and they were low.
They were really low, yeah. And that just shows, like, Orianna is so strong when it comes to things like that because her ball gives her vision. So the fact that she could just put the ball into Baron and see that all of their HPs are low and see that they're actually still trying to take Baron, she was just able to go around and take advantage of that and kill all of them.
Well, she actually also had a ward there, too, to help with the side.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, she did put that down at the start of the... Yeah.
And EG does pick up Dragon, and they did close this gap. It was a 6k gold lead, but now it's down to about 2.5k. Really nice job by EG to turn that around. That could have been, you know, potentially the game for them. They could have lost that if Goose did pick up Baron.
Yeah, no, I was losing hope there, but just brought everything back.
Yeah, it just shows don't give up no matter how much you're down. You can always turn the game around. And it's pretty even on kills too. It's 12-11 in favor of Goose. And
Orianna has a lot of the kills now, so.
Yeah, and on Dragons, it's 1-2 for EG. Well, yeah, for EG, they have 2 of the Dragons, and Goose has 1 of them.
Yeah, so it's not looking too bad for EG. I mean, even though Goose was looking like they were pulling ahead, EG has a huge chance still. Huge chance.
It really seems like GP needs to get a little tanky. His items, to me, just still seem a little funky. I mean, he's building that Trinity Force, so I'm assuming, yeah, he does get that Trinity Force right now. I'm assuming he's going to be building tanky now to try to help out.
Yeah, it's just really weird that he started with that. I want to like talk to him and be like, ask him why, because I've never really seen anyone rush an Executioner's Calling.
Well, I think it was because the wriggle. I mean, he didn't necessarily want the wriggles. I don't know. I guess he wanted that extra crit to try to push Dyrus on the lane. He did get the initial two kills, was it? Or was it? I believe it was 2 with Nocturne up there as well. Yeah, he did. And maybe he just wanted to go like a different alternative route for lifesteal and potentially kind of dominate the lane, which he in fact did. He was 2 levels ahead of Dyrus. Maybe that's
I guess it worked out really well for him.
And Orianna pulling Kennen out, wow. And Nocturne just ulting in onto him. Kennen, a little misstep there, and they do get the exhaust on Skarner. That might go down. Yeah, wow, he does go down from turret. Nice damage by Atlanta with his pilt over. And Skarner does pull Westerise into the turret, but he's able to just Valkyrie away.
Oh, they're just taking so much damage right now.
Yeah.
This is not looking too good for Goose right now. And actually, Smithy's still trying to go in and get someone on a pull, or sorry, he already pulled, but he's trying to get someone slowed. And I think that was a very good choice pulling Corki, but they were not able to get that damage down on him and kill him because they did have their cannon down, which
Yeah,
seems like it's most of their damage right now.
I wouldn't actually. Normally, I would expect the AD carries maybe pick up like a QSS, Quicksilver Slash, to try to counter Skarner. But he has so much protection just because of Orianna that if...
Oh,
Wow, that's a nice crit by Caitlyn, and Nocturne does overextend, and they do pick up the kill on him. It looks like Goose is actually going to be aggressive here. Knowing Westeros is low, they might be able to get Tower and maybe an inhib down. Even though they do have... the other team does have Baron.
yeah, and actually Dara's just getting a free tower top, so that's good on his part.
Yeah, like I was saying...
having to flash over, but Smithy going in right now, slowing her down so much, and they're going to be able to take out Westerites with Caitlyn's ultimate, and Nat ulting two people, but it's not really going to help much because actually his pull just came up, and he's able to pull him into the team and get the kill.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but Atlanta had amazing positioning where he was sitting in middle, waiting for that Corki trying to come from the other side, and Corki did Valkyrie, was it Valkyrie or Flash? But he did get out to the side. But Caitlyn was there to pick up the ult, and Sona, couldn't actually defend it or, take the hit for him. And wow, GP just showing the damage right there. Does take Nat down a third of his health with just one parlay.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now that I think about it, I mean, maybe he's preparing for next patch as Gangplank, because Execution is calling. Now that they're removing that crit from the laning phase, it looks like it would be something good to build next patch.
Yeah, it definitely would help GP to help get some dominance, and we saw right there that Skarner actually did take EG's blue, and Kennen did try to push top down, and still Smithy is really trying to get that counter jungling down. And I'm actually kind of surprised if you notice that there's a real lack of wards down for both teams. Goose does have a couple of aggressive wards and a dragon ward, but EG just does not have any wards that I believe. I'm looking around the map trying to find any, but I don't.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been like that for a lot of the game. I mean, we saw at the start when that first dragon fight went down, they didn't have any vision at all of it. So it looks like they really are lacking on the vision of the map.
Well, I think that's actually. I think that actually might be due to supports being really aggressive. Now that I look at it, because Sona has an Oracle, Janna has an Oracle, and I believe this is Janna's second Oracle. It could potentially be her third, because she has died twice. But they are being really aggressive. With the oracles and trying to take out wards and take out a lot of sight for both teams.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, so there's not a lot of vision because of that. Yeah, I can see that. And
what's kind of cool is that actually no one in this game is level 18. Actually, sorry, Shyvana is 18, but no one else in this game is 18 because there's been so many team fights and so much aggression between both teams.
Yeah, there has been a lot of team fights in this game, which is good for us. I mean, it's fun watching that.
Oh yeah. And we see that Baron is gone from Epik Gamers, so it seems that Baron will be coming up in about 2 minutes. I wish spectator mode had a little timer for that, because that'd be really nice to see.
Oh wow, that would be nice.
Yeah, because then you'd know when teams are starting to prepare. Because it looks like Goose is actually heading towards the bottom of the map. Dragon was taken right after Baron, so it should be up in like a minute, I'm believing. So they're trying to stay towards the bottom of the map, maybe pick up that Dragon to get some extra gold as well.
Yeah, and they're really just pushing hard on every lane. I mean, top is getting a push on EG's side, but it's not looking too good. And Danton actually taking a few damage from Scar right now. Oh, and Atlanta just poking them with her long range.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of split pushing right now. To try to get these extra towers down, knowing that they can afford to do that just because of how tanky Smithy is getting right now. And how much damage they do with GP building full damage and Atlanta building full damage still. It looks like he's trying to go for a Last Whisper next. And just keeping that Vamp Scepter for the extra, HP back during fights.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't notice that. I thought, yeah, never mind. I
don't know. And we see Shyvana, quite an interesting build. Got a Wit's End, got a Frozen Mallet, has a Wriggles, Chain Vest, Null Magic Mantle, and Ninja Tabbies. And we see Nocturne ulting in on Atlanta, and the combination of Orianna and Nocturne's ult does take him out. And it looks like Scar will go down as well from Nocturne. And Janna getting chased away from Corki on top. Kennen might get caught here by Dyrus. It looks like he actually will with that slow from Frozen Mallet. Will keep him nice in the same position for him. And Corki coming around this Valkyrie to finish off the kill. And Skarner did pop out from that river bush, but he's like, oh fuck that, and backed away. And just backed out of that fight. But wow, amazing combination again from Orianna and Nocturne to pull
that was just
Atlanta out of the way.
such an amazing engage. I mean, Orianna caught 2 people, and then Nocturne just went straight in, and it was just perfect. It worked out perfectly for them.
And that's the difference you see from solo queue and from a team scrimming is that you don't see Orianna play too much in solo queue, but you can clearly see right here how viable she is
Oh yeah.
in a team. And it seems that Baron is up, and EG will be able to pick Baron up here with
Perfect
Goose
timing.
having 2 down for another 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, that's amazing timing that Baron just came up.
Looks like Skarner might try to go for the steal here, but does not get around in time, and he's probably just going to run away. But wow, Skarner does pop Australia's. Corki does have red buff to keep him slowed, and Skarner flashing over Baron wall to get away. So that's good. They blew Skarner's flash. He can't engage onto EG now with a flash ulti. Looks like they know Dragon's up as well, and they're going to pick that up as well. And they are now, wow, surprisingly in the lead of gold. They've been doing an amazing turnaround here by controlling Baron and controlling Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, they have the same amount of turrets now, and they got 2 Barons so far. And yeah, as you said, they're really controlling Dragon well. So it's looking really good right now for EG.
It's still looking like a pretty even match, even though, I mean, it's just, the team fights have been someone getting caught out of position. Like, Atlanta's got caught out of position that last fight, and just got immediately destroyed. But team fights, I still assuming they're going to be pretty even. Nocturne building straight tank with his Warmongs, and he's going to be going for Randuin's as well. And Skarner's got, his Shurelya's to speed up. He's got a Frozen Heart. He's even got a Phage. It looks like he's going to try to build his Trinity Force up now to get some extra damage in.
Yeah, or possibly just a Frozen Mallet. Oh
and
no,
we see
Skarner getting completely caught out of... Oh wow.
Oh no, that wasn't Skarner. That was... Oh, sorry. That was Scar. I think you said Skarner, though, getting caught out of position.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
Again with Orianna and Nocturnal. And they're just kind of throwing the game away right now, it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, they really just need to gather up and make sure that the team fights go their way, because it seems like the team fights when Kennen gets a good ulti in, it seems like they go really well for Goose. So I think they just really need to start coordinating more and pull it together.
Yeah, and Orianna actually picked up an interesting item. She picked up a quick Silver Slash for herself, which it makes sense because if Orianna does get stunned or pulled, there goes all of their AP damage, and there goes their CC in a team fight besides Sona.
Yeah.
Because their ult has been so crucial, or so critical in this game so far in team fights.
Yeah, it looks like it. And they are going to be able to get this free inhibitor, so that's good. That means that mid lane's going to be pushing all the time now, so it's going to give them a free ability to roam and take buffs, and possibly the dragons. But they're actually just clearing out the wards right now in their own jungle. Sorry? And Salzy might get caught out of bounds right now. Smithy coming in from behind, not being able to do much though. And Dyrus does have that GA. So
and we saw some sorry, I'm gonna cut you off there, but we saw some aggression by Corki trying to get that kill on a Janna. But luckily, Mandatory Cloud was able to turn around and help him, and does pick off Corki, which is a huge disadvantage for them. Dyrus does get. I don't even know why he pulled Dyrus. That was kind of a useless pull in my opinion, but yeah, that was they did pull him even when he has a G up, and Nocturne does get caught. Is gonna go down. Kentucky tried to keep Orianna away because she would have gone down to another, a little bit of Orianna's damage. And even though EG got Baron, they did turn that around by getting that Corki caught. Like as we were saying earlier, Atlanta got caught earlier, the AD carry, and he went down instantly, and the team fight was different. And they see right there, Corki goes down, team fight's completely different. So both teams, their AD carries are being a little ballsy and playing a little aggressive, which is, I mean, it's nice to see, don't get me wrong, but it is really changing, throwing the game back and forth.
It is, it really is. So they're going to be able to counterpush this now, and I don't know if that's going to be very good. And Orianna just does so much damage.
Yeah, I was about to mention,
wow.
Atlanta got knocked down, good third, and Mandatory Cloud a third as well, with just, 2 spells.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh my. I'm just curious. One sec.
Well, she's running
wow.
a Rabadon's, a Rod of Ages, and a Void Staff, so any MR they do get, it's going to be pretty useless, but still.
Exactly.
I mean, with blue buff, her cooldowns on that are so quick that she can harass down the enemy team quite well. Like, her poke is pretty strong to counter Caitlyn's poke.
Yeah, blue buff on Orianna is really devastating.
And we see Skara still not building tanky. He looks like he's going to be going for his IE now because he picked up a BF sword.
Oh, yeah. That's such a... that's such a cool build. Like, I'm really glad that people are trying to steer away from the norm. Especially in this game. I mean, with the Orianna and the weird build that Gangplank's using, and yeah, I guess you say that that you see Nocturne, but I don't see him a lot. So I think this is a really fun game.
Yeah, that's one thing that really catches teams off guard is when you throw something out of the norm into the mix. Teams don't really know how to react to it unless it's like a best of three where they can, see the strategy for the first time
Oh
and then
yeah.
come up with a counter strategy.
Oh, Atlanta just does so much damage right now. But Dyrus actually just standing in there and tanking everything that they're throwing at him. He does have that GA, so if he dies, it's not going to be much. And they do catch Smithy right now, trying to go in to grab, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to him, not being able to take him down, but Nat Nguyen actually going in and ulting their whole team. Yeah, this is just kind of back and forth right now.
Oh, Ascara does take some amazing damage from Oriana's ult, and luckily it does stay alive. And wow, Smithy does pick up the kill on Corki. Corki getting pretty low from Atlanta, and Mandatory attacking him.
Oh, wow. That Orianna just does so much damage. Mandatory was trying to get in and just took so much damage from it. Danzin actually surviving with that Orianna shield. So strong.
And Dyrus popping Flash trying to pick up that kill. And what was really cool is that you saw Dyrus attacking Atlanta at the beginning, and he had a GA, so he knew he was fine, but he got so much damage onto Atlanta, it kind of kept him out of that team fight the entire time until, Atlanta could get his health back from auto-attacking.
Yeah, so that was just a really back and forth fight. Wow.
And yeah, we saw right there as well. Saul's actually put up his command protect onto Dyrus, so right when he got up, he had that extra shield to keep him alive. And Kennen was standing around top of him, so he popped his W. I can't actually think of the name, unfortunately, at the moment, which did kill Kennen. So I don't think Kennen was actually expecting that. But it was quite a really good play by Saul's. And overall, Saul's actually doing really good this game.
Yeah, I'm really happy. As I said at the start, I was really curious to see this Orianna, and it's really fun to watch. Orianna's always a fun champion to watch because there's so many like clutch things you can do with her.
Yeah, and she has a pretty high skill cap because like her command protect actually causes damage on the way back, like when you pull the ball back to you.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to use that in a team fight, efficiently. And we probably should see Baron coming up in about 2 to 3 minutes, I'm guessing. Dragon actually is up against. Actually, no, it should be coming up in about a minute because Dragon was killed right after Baron.
Yeah, it looks like they're heading down there, so maybe possibly get ready for it. Maybe clear out wards if they see any. And hopefully we'll see another team fight around here.
Yeah, Goose is playing smart. They know their middle and Hibs down, so they're trying to keep that lane pushed out because EG can just stall at Baron and keep him there and let that mid lane push. And luckily they did get their hit back up. We got Ken and GP coming up. Goose playing a little safe here because they know they don't have the rest of the members. And look at the wards right now. They're pretty much right next to each other saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? Both teams trying to keep that sight because it's so strong in team fights. Why don't you take this fight away?
Oh, and they're actually going in right now, and Nocturne ulting into the middle of them. He's so tanky right now. Sona being able to get someone in her ultimate, and Westrice and Smithy actually dueling it out back here while everybody in the front is just taking so much damage, and Atlanta going down. Oh, that was just really a one-sided fight.
Yeah, with Dyrus being so tanky and Dan being so tanky, they just jumped onto Atlanta and pushed him out, and since they're in like a choke point right here, well, you can't see it, but I'm showing it on the screen. They actually, Dyrus's ult knocked 3 people around, and they just kept, the rest of them from doing any damage. And I believe Sauls actually did use his ult to keep the people that were separated, like, out of the fight. Like, try to keep him towards Corki and herself.
Yeah, he was really using it really well in zoning. And Smithy actually getting caught right now, and they're gonna turret dive him. He's not taking a lot of damage, but oh wow, yeah, okay, Corki does a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is game. They got 15 seconds left till anyone's on their team that can harass them up, and they're gonna pick up this Nexus. Overall, really good game. Quite a really good turnaround by EG. Both teams played really well. I'm really impressed with how both teams did.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, this has been another cast. I'm but I love you.
But I love you.
So this is the part where you go, hey, and I'm Cody from PlayerPOV.
Hey, and I'm Cody from PlayerPOV.
Yeah, just like you did the intro. All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out Cody's channel. They have some awesome rap battles. There's some really good stuff in the works. I don't want to say anything. I personally know what it is, but I don't want to ruin it for you guys out there and for Cody. Yeah. So make sure to check his stuff out. Really funny stuff. And is there anything you want to say before we and oh yeah, and both of us applied, if you don't know, to the CLG cast spot. So if you want to, I guess you could head over to the forums and give us some give us some support by saying, hey, you guys need to pick these 2 people up.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool if you guys head over to clgaming.net and go into the forums can find the thread. And I mean, that'd be really cool if you guys posted anything about us and just said something.
Okay, I guess that's it. I want to say
Yeah.
one last thing though that Canada sucks. Just saying, because I know Cody's from Canada.
Oh, no, Canada rocks.
Okay. Well, Cody's obviously delusional from this very long and taxing game, so we will end it
Oh
here.
my God, this is just turning into a hate spree. Oh, my life.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Okay, okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't hate Canadians, guys. I don't want a lot of hate mail over
You're
this.
gonna get so many dislikes on this video from Canadians.
I have a lot of friends in Canada.
Okay, okay.
No words, no other words. All right, well, this has been another cast. Thank you again, Cody, for joining me. It was very fun,
Yeah.
and we definitely need to do more of this in the future. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace, guys.